Holtz here. That's that one.
Lou, in The Blind Side, co-host of ESPN's College Football Final, also was an assistant coach at Ohio State back in 1968. Boy, I never dreamed we'd be talking to actor Lou Holtz today. Hey, Lou.
Well, Mike and Drew, delighted to be with you. Boy, it's big doings up here in Ann Arbor this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Man, yeah.
What do you see, Lou? The Wolverines have a chance in this game?
Pardon?
The Wolverines have a chance in this game?
Oh, absolutely they have a chance in this game. Probably not as good a chance as I do of becoming president, but they...
Lou!
The big doings was the unveiling of Blindside, but in any event, having coached at Ohio State under Woody Hayes, we were fortunate enough to win the national championship in 1968. As a matter of fact, we scored late in the game, went for two, made it, and beat you 50-14. They asked Woody why he went for two. He said they wouldn't let me go for three. But Michigan, and I tell you, Bo Schembechler was my all-time favorite. Just a great human being, a great football coach, and I loved competing against him.
Lou, what was that nastiness of going for two, 50-14? Why in the world did he want to do that?
Well, the winner of that game was going to go to the Rose Bowl and play for the national championship against Southern Cal. You have to understand that Woody just absolutely hated Michigan. He had on a gold sport coat one time at a party, and one of the players said, one of the coaches said to him, "Hey, that's got on the Michigan Killers." He ripped the thing off and never wear it again. But see, his feeling, he wanted the players to know, not only that year, but all the years that Michigan was that big. And see, I don't think people realize this, but I had a professor, Dr. Philip Schreiber, later when I become president of Miami, Ohio, and he taught Ohio history. I don't know if you realize this, but Ohio and Michigan are one of the few states to ever actually go to war, called off the militia, and blood was shed, and all had to do over a boundary dispute of Toledo. Now, as Dr. Schreiber said, history doesn't record who won the war, but we have to assume Michigan did, because I can't believe we fought to keep Toledo.
Lou Holtz with us. Lou, in The Blind Side, which opens today. It's the story of Michael Oher, who just debuted in the NFL this year. Lou, how'd you get into acting? I didn't realize you had your SAG card. Were you going out and passing out 8x10s in Hollywood?
Oh, I've been a member of the Actors Guild since 1978 when I was on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson for the first time. I was on it 3 other times, but I had to join it then, and I'm still a member of it. But they called me and said, "We want you to play a cameo appearance." I said, I'm no cameo guy. I said, at worst, I'm a supporting actor. But it's a true story, and it's a great story, and I really believe this. I believe Sandra Bullock will win an Oscar for this movie.
Wow.
I'm not saying this because I'm in this movie, but it's a true story, and it's a great story.
Very elitist of you.
In the first round this past April by the Baltimore Ravens. He starts at tackle for him, will probably make the all-rookie team. But he was an individual. His mother was a drug addict, sort of didn't have anywhere to go, and this very wealthy, well-to-do family named the Toohey family adopted him. Not adopted him, but became his legal guardian. They brought him in. It wasn't their intention, but anyway, he became a great football player. Now, when your mother's a drug addict and you're living on the street, usually you have a lot of this pent-up aggressiveness. He wasn't that way at all. He's very passive, didn't want to hurt anybody, and so his protectiveness came out by saying, okay, the quarterback's like your family, you got to protect his blind side, etc. And he was highly recruited. Nick Saban from LSU, Philip Fulmer from Tennessee, and myself from South Carolina. And so we play ourselves in the recruiting of him. He went to Ole Miss because she was a cheerleader at Ole Miss. He was a starting point guard. He made All-American Ole Miss. And it's a great story, not just how they affected him, but more importantly, how he affected them. Here is a black young man who has great potential, but really didn't realize it. But Sandra Bullock is so outstanding in this movie. I can't begin to tell you how good she is.
Yeah, Lou, that's pretty big talk saying she's going to win an Oscar. Have you seen the other performances?
Oh, I want to tell you, though, but I mean this. When you see it, she is absolutely outstanding. I tell you, she is so dominating in this movie. She overshadows me.
Wow. Did you spend some time with her off camera, shooting the breeze with her and kind of hanging with some of these stars?
A little bit, but I tell you what, I was on the Regis Philbin show. My wife and I were celebrating our 48th wedding anniversary, and I tell my wife every day, I love you, and you can't do a doggone thing about it. But in any event, we were on the Regis Philbin show, and she was on at the same time. So we got to visit with her then. I visited with her on the set. She could not have been any nicer. She wears a blonde wig, but she is just something. I'm telling you, I had no idea this movie would be as fast-moving and just hold your attention as well as it did. It's very well done, very well directed, and it's a true story. That's a great thing about it.
Lou, did Regis also predict a national championship for Notre Dame this year, as you did?
But wait a minute. Now,
What?
Before, let me say this. Notre Dame, very easy right now, had they played good defense, been undefeated. They
Lou, they've lost 4 games.
Hey, wait. They lost all 4 games, all of them within a touchdown, but I thought the defense would play much better than what it had. I think Kloss has been outstanding. I felt that Golden Tate, and I said this in the play, I said Clausen would have a great year. Golden Tate, Michael Floyd, and Rudolph, the tight end.
And 12 wins.
Okay, are the 3 best combination of receivers in the entire country. The entire offensive line is back, all 5 of them. And you have good talent with Allen and Hughes at running back. I felt offensively they would be outstanding, and they have been productive. What they have not done, they've not turned the amount of yards they get into points. When you look at it, they're like in the top 10 in total yards gained, but they're like 30th in points scored. They haven't been productive.
Couldn't score against Navy.
Oh, okay, but you're absolutely right. They're inside the 20-yard line 5 times at Navy and come away with no points. The defense, though, has been most disappointing. I thought with John Sununu there that they would play much, much better, and it's been disappointing in that respect. But there was justification, and the teams that they played turned out to be a little bit better than what I thought. Purdue turned out to be a little bit better than what I thought. Stanford's going to be certainly a challenge, etc. But I really felt that, before the season, you got 120 teams. You're trying to pick 2 that are going to end up there. And I felt it was a good pick at the time. As it turned out, it wasn't, But then again, I understand I was in the lower half of my high school class.
Lou, I agree with a lot of what you said about the offense in particular. But the question is, how do they make a decision to keep Charlie Weiss after a season like that? I mean, this is really disappointing, and the last few seasons have been disappointing. Do they have to let him go?
Well, as I would say to the football team the first day of fall practice, Ben, I want you to make a choice once a year. Do you want to play football? If you want to play football, you make that choice today. You don't make it every single day. You don't get up after we lost to Michigan, the heartbreaker, and say, I don't want to play football. The fans are negative. I'm not getting the ball enough. Well, you make a choice once a year what you're going to do with your life. So, like, I make a choice once a year I'm going to be married. I'm not going to get up here. and, I made it 48 straight times. I'll make it 49. Turn the coach. You decide once a year he's our coach. You don't get up every game or after every play saying, should he be our coach? Or after every game. At the end of the year, you evaluate it. When I was at Notre Dame, I was there 11 years, same amount of time as Eric Parsegian and Frank Leahy. They gave me a lifetime contract at Notre Dame. You can coach here as long as you want. And then the alumni went to court to try to get me declared legally dead.
Lou, a lot of people feel you were one of the greatest sandbaggers of all time. You always felt that you were playing the greatest opponent. You always built up your opponents. Was that a strategy of yours?
I see, but here's the point. Yeah, it wasn't a strategy as much as it. On Sunday and Monday, I'm looking at the other team, and I'm looking at their great plays, and I look at the negative things we do, and I'm saying, gee, if they play great, we play bad, we're capable of getting beat. Now, I never talked to the media by Friday. By Friday, I'm convinced we're going to win, and I got the players. Now, I never said anything that wasn't true, but I didn't always tell the players' whole story. On Monday, I'd say, man, we're going to play Navy. I want to tell you, Navy's averaging 320 yards a game on the ground. They got this and this, and all true. Now, Wednesday, I'm saying, man, what I did tell you, that 320 yards was against our sisters of Mercy.
Who should win the Heisman this year, Lou? Any chance for Jimmy Clausen?
Pardon?
Any chance for Jimmy Clausen for the Heisman? And if not, who should win it?
No, I don't think Jimmy Clausen will win the Heisman because of he hasn't won the big game. You got to win the big game. I think that there are 5 candidates there, and Jimmy Clausen, I think, has dropped out of the 5 because they haven't won the big game. But I think you have to look at Tim Tebow, who I think is one of the greatest competitors and winners. You have to look at Colt McCoy, obviously. But I think Ingram, the running back at the University of Alabama, will be in the hunt. And let's remember this. Only one running back has won it in the last 10 years, and that was Reggie Bush. I think you also have to look at Toby Gerhardt. I mean, he's not
Toby,
but at Stanford. I mean, he is a horse. And you have to look at Spillman, who's sort of like the Tim Brown. He plays running back, but runs back kicks, catches passes, etc. But I do believe it'll come down to Colt McCoy, Tim Tebow, and Ingram.
Oh, Tim Tebow again. I don't know if I can stand it. Lou, are you friends with Rudy?
Yeah, I am. As a matter of fact, I have the original script of Rudy, and I had to read it and tell him that I thought it would be pretty good, and he had to get permission from Notre Dame to do it. And, yeah, I know Rudy very well.
Now, did you think that Dan Devine was poorly portrayed in that movie? Because that was kind of strange. It made it look like the players were about to revolt on Devine, and I got the feeling afterwards, or I read a couple places where Dan Devine wasn't too happy about that.
Well, I think that's absolutely true, but let's remember this, that was written from Rudy's perspective. Everything on it is made to have Rudy look good, but
it's a trash
story. I don't like any movie that puts somebody down or puts them in a negative spot. And in The Blind Side, which is such an uplifting movie, at the same time you cry, you laugh, but you walk out of there with a good feeling about a true story. And see, the thing about a story, and I look at the movies, and I love The Titan. I love the movie. I love Big Leaguer. But here's the thing about Mike Orr and the difference between that and Rudy. What did they do after they left? After the movie's done, what do they do? Michael Orr has a chance to really change a lot of people's lives and do a lot of good things for an awful lot of people. Rudy, when his was over, I had players play 30 seconds in their entire career. A guy named Doug DiOrio, in his last game, I said, you're going to get in this ball game. What happened against Rutgers? We won 62-0. He intercepted a pass. That was great. Doug DiOrio is now a doctor at Johns Hopkins. In Columbus, Ohio. So it's what do you do after the movie? What'd you do after college? It's not that your life ends because you played 30 seconds in a football game. What do you do after?
Lou, some people are saying that Nick Saban is absolutely wooden as an actor in this movie, The Blind Side. Can you comment on that?
I think Nick Saban plays himself, and Nick is very intense. He's good looking. Even in the movie, Sandra Bullock says, boy, he's very attractive.
How much time did he spend on his hair? He must have spent hours in his trailer.
Yeah. But people see me in this movie, they're going to say, you couldn't speak? Well, they had a lot of lines for me, but I could only learn one. So,
what are the coaches in there? Phil Fulmer and
Phil Fulmer, Nick Saban. They have a pretty good piece. Ed Orgeron, who was the head coach of Mississippi at the time, now the line coach at Tennessee. Houston Nutt. Tommy Tuberville was at Auburn, and I was at South Carolina at the time.
Who gets the Oscar if it was just among the coaches?
I think you would have to give that to Nick Saban.
Nick Saban? We heard he was totally wooden. Lou, I'm not kidding.
Philip Fulmer was good, too. We had a lot of fun off camera. I will say that. All of us did, and joking around, etc. But it's a story, and I really didn't know it's well directed. But I will tell you, when you see it, you'll be convinced Sandra Bullock, younger. If I was younger, I'd leave my wife for her.
I was going to say,
I can tell.
If your marriage ever breaks up, I'll know it's about Sandra Bullock. That's for sure.
You're taken with her, all right.
I want to tell you, I'm just blessed that my wife keeps me.
Well, Lou, we'll be looking for the movie. The Blind Side sounds like a big winner. I don't know. Usually you sandbag about things. If you're saying it's great, it must be really great.
I'm telling you, this is very, very good. Let me make a quick comment on the Michigan-Ohio State game.
Please do.
I know how big a game this is for for Ohio State and the fact that it's Michigan, but they already have the Rose Bowl, and they want to keep Michigan from going to a bowl game. But I'll tell you, don't be surprised at anything. In 1969, Bo Schembechler's first year there, Ohio State had an unbelievable football team, and Michigan upset them, I think, 27-12, something like that. But I think your offense played very, very well. The whole question is your defense. I don't know how Michigan could be this porous on defense for this many years. That is what's really surprised me.
It's mind-boggling.
Defense. I think Jim Tressel will play the game very, very close to the vest, and I think that'll help Michigan really stay competitive.
Well, Lou, thanks so much for your time, and we can't wait to see your outstanding acting job in The Blind Side, and I hope it lives up to everything you said. It sounds like a great movie.
I think you will enjoy it. Thank you for having me.
We'll see you on ESPN this weekend.
Unfortunately, you will.
Thank you, Lou.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
What a nut job.
He's crazy.
Cool. Saban must have been in that trailer in front of that mirror forever.
Oh, I know. It's so funny. I saw that he was in this movie, and I just thought, for a guy that's going to spit out a couple lines, I bet he was more trouble than he was worth.
Oh, big time.
Hey, did Lou say the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame is John Sununu? Isn't John Sununu? No, John Sununu. I think he's got it mixed up with somebody. John Sununu.
John Tenuta is the defensive coordinator. John Sununu was the
governor of New Hampshire, wasn't he?
The governor? I thought he was a senator. He was in the Clinton administration. He was
he was
secretary of something. Wasn't he?
He was in New England. He had some.
John
senator
Tenuta is the defensive coordinator.
Okay, yeah,
because he went to Ohio State and then he coached at Georgia Tech.
I'm pretty sure he said John Sununu.
Well, it's all the same.
I know, whatever. Lou's getting up there in years. But, here's Lou before the season. Boy, did he straining to explain that prediction. Wow.
Job.
I think Notre Dame will have an outstanding year. I look for him to play Florida in the national championship game. Now, before you say the guy's crazy, then say it, which a lot of people will agree with you, let me point out the reasons why. They're coming off a bowl win, first one in many, many years. They return all 11 starters on offense. They have an excellent quarterback in Clausen. He threw for 6 touchdowns in the bowl game. Now, here's why I think they'll play Florida, is they only play one team in the top 25 preseason poll. That's Southern Cal, and they play them at home. I'm not saying they're the number 2 team in the country, but what I am saying is they will be the best team.
You're wrong.
At least 11 out of 12 weeks and possibly 12 out of 12. And if you keep winning,
I was way off.
23, I think they will end up playing Florida. Please do not misunderstand where I'm saying they're the number 2 team in the country. No. I'm saying you look at the schedule, who you play, etc. What are your chances of ending up the season undefeated or only one loss? I don't think anybody has a better chance than Notre Dame.
Well, you thought wrong.
You're wrong. I was way off. Wrong answer. You're wrong.
I hate when people are like, well, they only lost by total of 4 points, and if the defense was better, it's like, well, if Michigan's
you can say that about everybody
better,
that lost 3 games.
The point is they lost. They're 6-4. They're probably going to be 6-6.
They lost to Navy. Well, actually, Navy's pretty good this year. I think Navy's 7-3, but still, they should
lost
never
to Temple
lose
when I had
Navy.
money on them in Vegas.
Oh, Navy did? Navy lost to Temple? Well, is Temple Bowl eligible?
I don't think so. But it's funny watching that game. I'm like, I can't believe I care enough about Navy and Temple.
Yeah, you were really hungry to make a bet, weren't you? Oh, boy.
That was a bad day because I had Michigan against Illinois.
Oh, boy, that was a painful day.
Yeah.
That was the worst game. Here we are in Vegas having a great time. Everybody's got money on Michigan against Illinois. It's the big event, betting-wise, of the whole weekend. And they're up 13-7 at the half. They're on the 1-yard line, 4 plays in a row, and nothing. Illinois gets the ball, and they scored on that drive, didn't they? Is that when didn't they have a 70-yard run or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, when it was awful from that point on. Michigan could not make a tackle.
You should have seen
anybody.
The hotel room that Walters and I were staying in after that game.
Oh, was it trashed?
There might have been some overturned furniture.
Oh,
cushions.
Whoa.
That's one thing I will say about Michigan fans. I've known a few people that, honestly, if Michigan loses the football game, don't even call them for a day. At least. Give them a day. It takes them that long to recover.
Well, that's funny because Julie always talks about putting me on suicide watch, but it depends on the game. Like, Purdue was agonizing. Illinois was agonizing, but Wisconsin was just kind of like, well, I know that if you don't expect them to win, it didn't seem to be as
Their
bad.
offense looked really good coming out of the shooting that game, but